See, if you look at Bible, you can see hundreds of mothers. I mean, the character of mothers from Genesis till Revelation in all these 73 books. Because I'm Catholic, I have 73 books, more than 37,000 verses in the Bible. Every books and every chapters will have some mother character. So if you ask me, the biblical perspective about the mother, I think maybe 365 days I must give the retreat only about the mothers. But let me try to explain about the first mother and what the first mother teaches us. You see, God created Adam from nothing. I mean, from mud, or he molded and he breathed, he created. You can see two explanations about the Adam's creation in Bible that you please read Genesis chapter 1 and 2, then you will know. From Adam, I repeat again, from Adam, God created Eve. So from men, he molded the women. Those who are carrying the modern feminist ideology may think that it says, Brother Mario is trying to say that women are little lower than men, or women must be completely submitted to the men. I'm not saying all these things. See, what I believe, when God said that God created men, he did not say God created man, only man. When he said men, it is a human race. I mean, when God created human being, first he molded Adam. And inside the Adam, there was Eve. For example, if you look at Mario is a male, but actually I am born from a woman, so there is a female in me. In every man, there is a female. In every female, there is a male. There is no doubt. So in Adam, there was Eve, and God created the Eve from Adam. When there is 840 crore human being on earth, all are unique. I repeat, all are unique. For example, my thumbprint, you cannot find anyone on earth with the same thumbprint. So I am absolutely unique. The same way, when you look at male and female, in the sight of God, being human being, they are equal. I repeat, they are equal. So husband and wife, when you look at husband and wife, there is no superior or inferior. They both are equally human being in the sight of God. But at the same time, they are unique. Male are unique and female are unique. So we must say that they are equally unique. So by the feminism or male chauvinism, you cannot say that they are equal. They are equally unique. So that is what the Adam and Eve teaches us. Meanwhile, from that equally uniqueness, when they divert each other, the wife thinking that, why should I inform everything to my husband? I can do my own way. And the husband thinks, why should I inform everything to the wife? I can do my own way. I am an individual person. I have my personal freedom. You know, that slowly leads into immoral activities or relationship. And that leads to rebel against God. And that is going to destroy the family and nature and everything in the whole. After that, God united them together, asking them to multiply for the creation. See, on earth, the biggest work or the closest work what you can do with the Lord, most closest thing with the Lord is the partnership in creation. I mean, creating a child is a closest things what you do with the Lord. Because God is a creator and you are also becoming a creator by having a child for you. So my brothers and sisters, God blessed them to have children. And you know, there was a unity among them between this wife and the husband. Wife, without the knowledge of husband, I mean the proper understanding of the husband, she created her own friend circle. I mean her own friend circle. And she used to go and speak to that friends without the knowledge of Adam. And maybe the name of that friend is snake according to the Bible. The poisonous snake. So when Eve was speaking to that snake, Adam wasn't present. Adam doesn't know anything. So this woman or this wife was speaking to this evil and understanding or believing the evil, finally coming back home and influencing the Adam, and they both rejected God's commandment. My brothers and my sisters, especially to my sisters, if you are married, I repeat, if you are married and if your husband is still alive, when you make any decision in your life, especially the relational decision, contacting with any men or women or any other being, remember that should be with the knowledge of your husband. Because sometimes the people whom you contact with may turn into poisonous snake and that can destroy your family. That is what happened for the Eve. when she did something hidingly without the knowledge of the husband, that affected the husband and he also rejected God. They both disobeyed God. And the consequence according to the Bible, I'm not talking about the science, already I spoke, the scientifically who is mother, and according to Islam and according to Indian philosophy, who is mother, everything I explained. According to modern science and neuroscience, what should be a woman and how should be a woman and how she can become mother, everything already explained. But I'm talking about the biblical perspective. Please understand, it is only from the spiritual term. Now here, when they disobeyed God, so the wife disobeyed the husband or did something hiding husband, and that led them to disobey God. And the disobedience of the God, what happened? It did not affect only Eve, it did not affect only Adam. It affected the generation, the children born for them. The brothers, they were fighting, one killing the other. And it naturally followed till today, when I am talking to you, till myself. And it is going to continue till the last day of this universe. The consequences is transferred to generation. It is transferred from human being to the nature. It is transferred from here to the entire universe. The consequences, the entire universe is experiencing today. When I say this, let me tell you something very important. Even the natural calamity, what we find every year, is due to this according to Bible. You must read the book of Malachi, then you will know what the Bible says. And you can read it in Jeremiah, in Isaiah, everywhere in Bible we see the consequences of the first sin, even the nature is distorted. So what happened? Now let me tell you one of my experience. I was born and brought up in a district called Wayanad, such a beautiful district here in Kerala. Kerala itself is a beautiful place. You know, from where the name Kerala originated, it seems it's an Arabic word, Khairullah. Khairullah means the land of Allah, or the blessing of Allah, or the mercy of Allah. Anyway, that Khairullah, when the Arabs came and used that word Khairullah, the beautiful places of Allah, or the blessing of Allah, so-called the people who lived here, they pronounced it in their own language, Khairullah. Khairullah, the God's Kara, the God's land, and that became slowly Kerala. Kera, Allah. So it is Allah and the Kara. I'm talking in Malayalam, I'm sorry. So it is God's own country. Even if you look at Google, when you type God's own country, the Kerala may come. So it is a beautiful place, Kerala, where it's my state. And I was born in that district called Wayanad. You know what happened? Almost 9-10 months before, there was a massive landslide in that district. A massive natural calamity. I think there was an idea to proclaim as a the national disaster of India. Prime Minister directly came and visited the place, but they did not claim it is as a national disaster. And the Chief Minister of the state was there many days, and all the ministers in that manner, all the politicians and all the leaders were there many days. You know why? Hundreds of people lost their life. They were sleeping very happily, but due to the landslide, they wiped away from that district, and their bodies were found around 100 kilometers away in another district, in Malappuram and Calicut, other districts. And many children we could not find, many men we could not find, and many hands and legs we could find from the earth. And till today, the painful and sadful situation is, even though when we say that India is progressing, India is very good country, India is developing day by day, till today, I don't think that central government did something good for those people. In the district called Wayanad, after all this massive landslide and all this painful situation, within 8 days, one of my friends spoke to me from Italy saying that she is willing to donate some land for the poor people, those who lost everything in the natural calamity. You know, on the 8th day, we have laid foundation stone for 25 houses. Each house will have 5 cent plot in their name. And few weeks before, we could hand over 21 houses document and newly built beautiful houses with 550 to 600 square feet, 2-bedroom, kitchen, hall, veranda, etc. And when we handed over the key, we invited the politicians from the local and district and the state. So state opposition leader, Mr. V.D. Sudhishan was present there, and all other political party leaders were there. Many of my friends like you, they came and asked me, Brother Mario, you're doing something spiritually. Why you want to invite all the politicians for this program? Let me tell you, my brother, the reason is that in India, especially in my state, Kerala, if you want to do anything, you need the support of local politicians. That goes from Panchayat member till the district or the state or even to the central government. to do something of his work. Without the support of the so-called politicians, it is impossible. So when you want to do some charity activities, their presence and their support is necessary. That's the reason they were present there and we could hand over the key. Not only that, during that time, there were hundreds of students, including their teachers and parents were there. They are literally poor, where they don't have sufficient money to buy the educational material for this coming year. So we provided the school bag with the necessary materials in the bag, and we distributed to the hundreds of people. All over Kerala and even in Tamil Nadu and other states of India, Philokalia Foundation is doing marvelous work. We always believe passion for God is equal to compassion for humanity. My brother and my sister, when you say that you love your God with all your heart, that's the first commandment and the biggest commandment. Love your God with all your heart. The second and equal commandment, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you love your God, you can express that love only through having compassion to the humanity. It doesn't mean that you don't need to give any charity to the spiritual activities like printing spiritual materials or supporting channels or supporting any retreat centers or supporting any church or supporting any, evangelization work. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. But much, much more than that, if you know that someone is hungry, the first preference should be feeding that person. If someone is homeless, the preference should be supporting them with home. If someone is finding difficulty to study, the first preference is supporting them to study. You know where the God lives? It is not that in a particular powerful place where you think. God lives in our heart. I repeat, God lives in our heart. It is not only Christianity says, every religion unanimously says, God stays in our heart. So there is no Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Jainist, Sikh, Parsi, or atheist, or black, or white, or Malayali, non-Malayali, nothing. My brother, if you know anyone suffering, go and support them. Because the final judgment where Jesus said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was homeless, you gave me shelter. That's why you go to heaven. And he look at the left side, people saying that, when I was hungry, you did not feed me. When I was naked, you did not clothe me. When I was homeless, you did not receive me. That's why you must go to the hell which is prepared for you. So during this session, what I want to say, before explaining about the second woman from the Bible, I want to tell you that during the break time, if you feel to support Philokalia Foundation, please meet any one of our staff and support our Philokalia Foundation. It is completely transparent. Even if you spend 1 rupee in this foundation, that is used properly for the poor people, not only to build this mission, but to support the poor. Within 5 years, from the COVID time onwards till now, more than 300 houses we already built in different parts of India, and the families are happily living. Hundreds of students are studying well. We pay their fee. And thousands of people are getting medicines freely because they are terminally ill. Every month they must consume the medicine to survive. So please help us the way you can.